A great set of abs can make the difference between first and second place at the Mr. Olympia event, and Shawn Rhoden proved that to the bodybuilding world in 2018. You see, up until 2018, there really wasn't too many bodybuilders with great abs. So in my opinion, Shawn Rhoden really paved the way for future stars. And today's lineups, you can definitely tell the midsections are a whole lot tighter. But today we're going to go through the history of the sport, of the game of bodybuilding, and take a look at some of the best abs, and that is the ab muscles themselves. So really, a guy like Sergio Oliva, he won't be represented in this video because he may have had some of the best in the way of midsections due to the size, but really, there wasn't too much separation in those abs. We're going to be focusing in on the six-pack itself, the ab muscles alone. So, might be a surprise to some of you guys, but Nick Walker is a prime example of what I'm looking for in this video. This guy had some, or he still does, he has some incredibly separated, rock-hard abs. And I'm actually beginning with Nick Walker because I plumb forgot to add him in my best bicep video of all time. Nick Walker definitely has some of the best biceps and some of the best abs of current competitors. But you know me, guys. I like to begin way back when, at the dawn of bodybuilding. It was quiet back then. Eugene Sandow, he sported some of the best abs, the finest abs the world had ever seen. And you know what? This guy competed, or he didn't compete, actually, if you know your history. Is he the first bodybuilder? Well, he gets iffy. But anyway, he was on stage, and his abs were better than guys way up to the 50s. They were better than Steve Reeves, John Grimmick. They were better than Arnold Schwarzenegger's, for goodness sakes. You can go even further, probably. But anyway, Eugene Sandow definitely deserves to be mentioned. So does this guy, in my opinion. This is Jack Laline. You guys know Jack Laline? He had a good ripped set of abs for sure. A good six-pack was hard to find throughout the 1940s, 50s, and 60s, I'm here to tell you. It wasn't until the 1970s that we seen this midsection. This is Paul Grant, and he was peeled. He was the guy from Pumping Iron, standing next to Ken Waller. He had a much better midsection than Ken Waller. And he lost to him anyway. Here's his cousin, Bill Grant. That's Paul Grant, and this is Bill Grant. He had an awesome set of abs. They're not really cousins. He was featured in my best biceps of all time. If you didn't see, he also had some of the best abs of all time. This was him at the lineup, the 77 Olympia, if I'm not mistaken. And none of those guys can hold a candle to Bill Grant. Wow. And yeah, Frank Zane also competed in a different division there. And is Frank Zane, does he deserve to be mentioned in this? I think he deserves to be mentioned, but I'll also say, guys, Frank Zane, as far as the six-pack itself, the abs itself, he wasn't the best in the world. He's good. Of course, Serge Nabret, he was around the same time, and in my opinion, this was the best midsection of the 1970s. I mean, wow, take a look, guys. Serge Nabret truly made this physique what it was. And some people consider this too blocky, and maybe not as washboard-like as a Bill Grant, but in my opinion, this is pretty darn good. And this guy here also had a blocky set of abs, Ron Tuffe, and he's probably not known by a lot of you guys, but hey, worth to mention. That's a nice little set of abs, for sure. Now here's a guy most of you do know, Tom Platts. And if you didn't realize, Tom Platts had an amazing six-pack. Look at the ab muscles themselves. I'll go out on a limb and say, on record, and say Tom Platts had a better set of abs than Frank Zane. Wow. Here's Kozo Sudo. Look at the abs on him. Few and far between are the pictures, but he is good. He has that washboard aesthetic look. And if you like that, then you'll probably like this guy, Mohamed Makaway. Look at the washboard abs on this dude. Oh, to have a six-pack like this and walk around, strut your stuff. Wow. Here's Bob Barris. Bobby Boy, he should be mentioned. It's like a 4-pack. You see that? And it's still very aesthetically pleasing. Perfectly symmetrical. Here's Barry DeMay. If you've never realized, Barry DeMay, very lean bodybuilder, but he had an incredible set of abs. Look at that. Look at the shadows that these abs are casting. Is this Barry DeMay? No. This is Francis Benfato. That's a little bit foolish. He had awesome ab muscles. Look, he can't even hide them. Look, here he is with a jacket. He looks like one of those, men of leisure. Here's Charles Claremont. Deserves to be mentioned in this video. This set of abs, it really brought out that physique and made it what it was. Here's Sean Ray as the 1990s hit. He was just about the best representative of the abs, and there was a lot of guys I had to leave out because really, this video's for the best of the best. And when you look at a comparison between Chris Cormier and Sean Ray, you really gotta mention Cormier. And he deserves to be mentioned in this video. Look at those abs. He would oftentimes use that 6-pack or those abs to his advantage. Wink, wink, if you get what I mean. This video would not be complete without mentioning the 1992 Flexwheelers Trophy. Look at the abs on that trophy. But all seriousness, wow, look at the ab muscles on Flexwheeler. But in my opinion, those great abs were exclusive to earlier on in his career. So let's move on to this dude. Hamandu Akutlow, maybe the most conditioned guy. And he probably owes that conditioning, that high condition level, to those separated abs. Now here's a guy for sure that needs to be mentioned. Look at the separation in Milos Sarsev's abs. Incredible, incredible. And that was, purely genetics. And to be honest, guys, all the extracurricular things of that nature, you know what I'm saying, really hurts the abs. So the ab muscles are genetics. Well, who's this guy? He seems to have a pretty good set of abs. Not bad at all if I do say so myself. No worries, mate. The blunder from down under. If you're going to mention Sean Ray, you got to mention Lee Priest. I mean, look at him. They're doing a showdown here. Who has the best abs of all time? Who knows? Who knows? Definitely Lee Priest deserves a mention in the video. And this guy here, he was on Tominator's, I believe it was Tominator or Louis Marco, or maybe even both of them. He was like their number one. Ahmed Haydar. Is he my number one? No. I think he's incredible, mind you. He's one of the best of all time for sure. But I will let you guys know at the very end of this video who I think is the best of all time. So Dexter Jackson, I guess he's out as far as being the best of all time, but he is pretty darn good. And much like Flexwheeler, it was really exclusive to earlier on in his career where Dexter was, I guess, the best on stage as far as the ab muscles are concerned. Here is an unknown, Dennis Cergovsky, and he really did have an incredible set of abs. Look at this, guys. I like to add a few guys like this that I'm sure many of you didn't hear of. And here's a guy, Art Atwood, that many of you did hear of but didn't realize, genetically speaking, he truly was gifted as far as the abs are concerned. And in the early 2000s, up until really 2018, really, it was a wasteland as far as good abs were concerned. These guys were throwbacks. These guys were kind of outcasts. And in my opinion, the leader of this little pack here is Melvin Anthony. Look at him. Really had that washboard abs type aesthetic look. And so did Derham Charles. So I got to mention Derham as well. Another guy that slipped past the bubble gut radar was Johnny O. Jackson. Oh, maybe he didn't. That caught me off guard. Bring that back. Wow, look at that. He really did have a good set of abs, guys. And like I said, it was kind of a wasteland as far as good abs were concerned. They were rewarding guys like Branch Warren and taking nothing away from him. He had an incredible physique, but a great set of abs he was never really accused of. It was around this time Shawn Rhoden started to increase in his placings. He started to place high at the Olympia, and he by far had the best midsection out there. And another guy, you might be surprised, in between bubble guts, Roly Bubunder Winkler. He looked good here in 2012, and again, 2018, he, like I said, in between bubble guts, he really did show a good set of abs. Here's Michael Lockett, if you've never heard of Michael Lockett. Nice separation in those abs. Nice six-pack for sure, worth to mention. And here's Max Charles, one of my favorite bodybuilders. So consistent. Definitely a strong point is the midsection for Max Charles. And Hattie Schuppen, guys, we're getting close to the end of this video. He probably is the best guy on stage right now as far as the abs are concerned. And of course, we began the video with Nick Walker, so I would say, Nick Walker and Hattie Schuppen, the two best abs. If you take all the size of the midsection out of the equation, just focus on the abs themselves. I think they're the best. Maybe Hattie Schuppen, he could be the best on the Olympia stage today. So, for those of you who waited till the end, this is going to be a treat. Who's the best of all time? Thierry Pastel. Thierry Pastel. I'm sure many of you were wondering, why the heck did I not mention him? This guy had a thickly developed set of abs that would blow your mind. It would blow your mind. He could pop those abs at any angle. I've said that before. Truly a Greek god-like physique, Thierry Pastel. And if anybody ever asks you guys, who's got the best abs you've ever seen, or who's got the best midsection in bodybuilding, you can tell them whoever your choice is. But then remember, tell them, Mark's Max Muscle says the Frenchman from France, Thierry Pastel, has the best abs of all time. Keep in mind, guys, this is not about the midsection size or any other muscle alone. We're just focusing in on the abs themselves. Let me know who I forgot in the comment section. There's millions of bodybuilders out there, guys, or thousands anyway, tens of, and I'm sure I forgot a few. Hit thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Love you guys. Have a great one.